Hey Kelly, are you looking for the perfect budget camping stove for all of your outdoor adventures?
Join us as we'll show you the best budget camping stove you will ever need. It's fail-safe, it will cost £2 at the most, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee.
Let's have a look, shall we?
So £2 at the most, that sounds quite ridiculous, doesn't it, for a lifetime guarantee camping stove? Well, let me tell you something, it's not the truth. It's actually for free. The only thing you're paying for is your fuel. Knowledge is power with this one. So let me introduce you to your free camping stove. This has been made out of a can and it can be made anywhere. In fact, you don't have to pay for a can, as we'll show you. Many cans can be found all over the place. So you don't have to find your stove, you just need to know how to make it. I'll tell you where the £2 comes in a bit. But if you want to know how to make this stove, I've done a video on this, do go check it out. It's a step-by-step guide. I walk you through how to make this, and it's very simple. I'm so used to making these now that I'm bashing these out within about 3 to 4 minutes. That's how long it actually takes to make them. And the only tools you'll need is a knife. If you've got a pair of scissors, you can make your job a little bit quicker and a bit smarter. But a knife really essentially is all you'll need to do this.
So I put myself to the test. Avatar can make one in 3 to 4 minutes, right? Being the man I am. And I made one too, with a stone. Yeah, there's no frills. Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess. But it doesn't work. Well, it does work. There is a reason. Tara will explain that to you now.
So yes, it is doable to do it with a stone to a degree, but I'm going to show you why this wouldn't work compared to this. When I turn them this way, you can see that one has a skirt or a lip. Now this skirt or lip, what's happening is, during the combustion process, which I do explain in the other video, the combustion process is pulling on a little hole that you've made, and it's using this, well, if you know about combustion engines, I'm not a scientist, but it's using that as a way of combustion. When you've got a skirt on it, I believe, I don't know because I'm not a scientist, so please, if anybody is the scientist on this one, do leave a comment. I believe it's interfering with the suck and pull motion that's supposed to be going on, the process that's supposed to be going on with it. Another problem I found with Mods design was this hole here, I would say, is probably a little too big and a bit too close to the lip. You really want something a bit more like this. Another point is, when I show you how to make this, I do demonstrate to you that when you're making your crimps, you will need this hole on the wider crimp that you have.
Yeah, which is, I completely forgot.
Yeah. It's only because it can interfere with the combustion chambers. And when I say combustion chambers, when I show you this again, this way, you should be able to see a divot like what you would with another, a gas hob or something like that, something to that effect. Now, I won't walk you through the making process of this because obviously I've got the video to demonstrate that. But I will show you that what the £2 is. So why £2? This is what you're going to use to cook with in here. So this is basic nail varnish remover. It doesn't have to contain acetone. It can be acetone free. The acetone free actually burns a lot cleaner than the one with acetone. So, I mean, that's quite shocking, but it works better. Those bottles of fuel you can pick up from Poundland for £1. So you can get it cheaper than £2. However, most outlets will sell it for around about £2 a bottle. So if you know how to make this, if this gets crushed, it doesn't matter, you can make another one within about 4 to 5 minutes. You can buy your fuel at most outlets, i.e. petrol garages. I found them in newsagents. Obviously you've got your chemists, your premiers, that sort of thing. Supermarkets, find them in supermarkets too. So this bottle will probably last us maybe 3 good cooks. And when I say 3 good cooks, we like to do 1 pot jobs. So this will do 3 big pot jobs, which are probably about half an hour to 40-minute cooks. In order to use this, you put your pot on here is one method. Sadly, that is a method that takes a little bit of a knack, because you have to make sure that you get it right. It can be a bit complicated doing it like that, although it is doable. But what we found is when you put your pot on it, you want to leave a slight, ever so slight gap, because it helps with the combustion moment and it won't keep going out on you. Now, in order to do that without what we call a cradle, because we started off with a cradle for it, like you get for the Trangias, and if you don't know what a Trangia is, just Google it. You get cradles for them, or we had like a little mini wind guard that we used. But without that, without paying for that, there's different ways you can do this where you can create the gap. So we have 4 ways of being able to utilise this little gap thing without any cradle, just with the stuff that we have around us. Shall we have a look at that? So method number 1, by the way, if you want to know how we stay clean, we don't just roll around in the dirt. Anyway, so method number 1, green sticks. You put the can in there, you can put the pot on there, and you can make sure that you've got the relief that you need. The relief that you need. In fact, this is probably a little bit big for a relief. I'd want it just 1 finger, if I'm honest. But they can be punched down a little, right? So no bother there. So next method, 1, 2, 3 rocks. And it'll be just enough to create the relief. Next method, 2 big logs, 2 green sticks, and then you can pop your pot on. Now, I'm no good with knots. That's my husband's gig. So over to Mod to show you the 4th method.
Sometimes when you have pots like these, the handles can sometimes come off. So you've got a pot with no handles, right? In that situation, I use my paracord. Now what you do is a reef knot. You've got your 2 knots, put one through the other like that. Yeah, that one's there. Put your hand through, grab this one here, pull it all the way through. Like so. And then you've got a knot. You've got a knot that's like that. Then put them over your pot with your no handles, pull it tight, and now you have a pot for collecting water at length. But not only that, is you can tie it up to your trees at any length, put it over the burner, lower it down. So here's your burner. Lower it down from the tree branches, lower it down. It's touched the pot, bring it up a little bit, job done. If you've got no trees, just hold on to it over the burner and you'll start to see it bubble. You'll get there. It might be a bit whiffy to start with, but you're outside. Just like that. Not to mention, if you've got no rope and you've got nothing else but a pot to piss in, when that's on the floor, don't hold on to them, they get hot. Just hold it over it, hold it over it. If you're on a beach and you've got no trees, you've got no rocks, you've got nothing else, and you've just got your handles on there still. So, I'm gonna go and get some water. Let's see this bad boy in action, shall we? So a lot of you keep asking, you know, where do we get our water from and things like that? Well, here we have a stream and waterway. Obviously, it can be a little hard collecting water for this sort of thing because you only get half a pot. But what you could do is if you've got a plastic water bottle, decant, fill it up. And there it is in action on the stones. There's a reason why we're doing it on the stones for the demonstrations of the purposes for this video. Your camping stove being smokeless for a change. No more sore eyes and crying and streaming everywhere. How about that, eh?
And let's listen to how noisy that is.
I was waiting for it to be You like those gas burners and everything
The
else.
cans that everyone has.
Yeah. This is so low profile. It's great.
This is our can.
Yeah, this is our can because we can. It's cheesy as shit, but you know, hey ho. Starting to come to the boil now.
So your next question is going to be, how are we putting it out? Now, I would say that if you don't want to save fuel, maybe just let it burn out. That's what we'll do if we're feeling quite flush. We just let it burn out. If you want to reserve what fuel you have left and decanter it, that's all fine. Do decanter it into a separate bottle though, because it will be depleted and you will screw up your really good fuel. So we use that as a secondary thing for when we're really desperate. Anyhow, let's show you how to put it out if you want to put it out and decant it. So it's burning. You've used your water for your coffee already. Give it a minute. You'll hear some crackling slow down. When you stop hearing any noise, done. Always check, because sometimes you can't see this flame. So it's always a bit dangerous when you're working with those kind of flames, because you can't always see it depending on your lighting. So always run your hand over it to make sure it's definitely out. Another thing is, if you are going to decant this, and I'll show you how to do that, if you are going to decant it, another thing you want to do is make sure that the fuel has had time to cool down before you put it into a plastic bottle, because I've made the mistake before of pouring the very warm fuel into a plastic bottle. It's warped the bottle and the bottle's become quite knackered in that it sat in my bag, split, broke, I had fuel everywhere. So do make sure that it's cooled down before you do that. So now the fuel has cooled down. Fuel, nail varnish remover, whatever you want to call it. To us it's fuel. Now it's cooled down, I'm going to show you what I mean by decantering it. Because it's in here and it's as simple as this, just pinch it and pour it back in. And that's that. See, now that can be reused. I will say though, do be warned with the reuse thing. Sometimes it can be, you got to imagine the flammable gas that comes from this is already been burnt to a certain degree. So sometimes it is going to be oh, it's gone out again, I've got to relight it. That's just a typical problem that you're going to get when you're reusing old fuel. But so long as nail varnish remover, but so long as your nail varnish remover is clean and fresh and it hasn't been reused, you'll have no problems with the relighting thing at all, unless it's deep winter. Deep winter, when you're in really freezing temperatures, you'll even have to relight methylated spirits, because the cold temperatures can affect when this is cooled down to a certain degree, it's quite hard to get it to keep burning. So another method that we'll use with this is, before we even start using it, we'll tuck it in our jumpers or we'll stick it in our sleeping bags just to warm it up a little bit before we pour it and then use it in the deep winter. Everything's brilliant, works fine. So as you see, we practice what we preach. This is a different bottle that I've put the dirty one in, separate from my clean one. Now, if you've liked this video, if you think that we have something to offer, we certainly do, please do give us a like, thumbs up and all that, subscribe, share us around, get us a reach. The more people we get involved, the bigger our community grows and the more people we can help be great outdoors, right?
So, until next time, Cully, happy hopping.